Hello. Now we are going to discuss the most important aspect of English grammar, tense. Tense is the grammatical term for time, or in other words, it is a verb form that shows time. Do you know, we cannot utter a single sentence without relating it with time. Whatever we say, they are all in relationship with time. Time is part and parcel of our life. Our language is an expression of our life. So, sense of time is very important in language for clear communication. We have, for our convenience, divided time into past, present, and future. And we express these differences in time with the help of verbs. It is said that if we know the uses of tenses, it means we have mastered half of the English. Verb is an integral part of a sentence. There are two types of verbs, main verb and auxiliary verb. The main verb is an action word. It tells us what an action is. It has a specific meaning. Look at the examples. They give us a clear idea about the nature of an action. There are umpteen number of main verbs. An auxiliary verb is a helping or supporting verb. Its main purpose is to indicate the correct time. It supports the main verb and shows the exact time of the indicated aspect of the verb. Without auxiliary or helping verbs, we cannot differentiate the various points of time. A list of auxiliary verbs are given in the slide. Let us go through them. They are am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, does, do, did, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, and different forms of be like being and been. Do you know what we express through language? We express life through language. And life is a combination of three factors: condition, possession, and action. Our condition in life depends on our possession, and our possession is the result of our action. So, whatever we say, it will be any one of these three factors. In order to express these three factors of life, we need verbs. What is a verb? We often say that verb is an action word, but a verb need not always be an action. It can tell us many other things. A verb can also tell us the condition of a subject. Condition means the state of a person or thing. A verb can tell what the subject is. In other words, a verb that expresses the state or condition of a subject is a being word. For example, doctor is busy. Here, doctor is subject and is the verb. The sentence expresses doctor's condition. A verb can also tell us the possession of a subject. Possession means what a subject has or possesses. A verb can tell us what a subject has. A verb that expresses the possession of a subject is a having word. For example, doctor has many patients. Here the verb has indicates doctor's possession of patients. And finally, verb is an action word. It denotes what a subject does. A verb that expresses an action done by a subject is a doing word. For example, doctor is examining the patients. Here the verbs is examining tell us what the doctor is doing. So, a verb can be a being word, that is condition, having word, that is possession, and doing word, that is action. Now let us examine various types of condition. Condition, as we know, is the state of a person or thing. There are three conditions: present, past, and future. Present condition indicates the state of a person or a thing at the time of speaking. Three helping verbs am, is, and are used to indicate present condition. Am is used with I, is used with he, she, it, or singular subjects, and are is used with they or plural subjects. Past condition indicates the state of a person or thing in the past time, not now. Two helping verbs, was and were, are used to express past condition. Was with singular subjects and were with plural subjects. Future condition indicates the state of a person or a thing in the future time. The helping verb will be is used to indicate future condition. Now let us look at the examples of these. The sentence he is a soldier shows the present state or condition of he. The person referred in the sentence, that is, he, is a soldier now at the time of speaking. But in the sentence, he was a soldier, he is no longer a soldier. The person might have retired from military service. In the third sentence, he will be a soldier. The person he neither was nor is a soldier. But in future, he will become a soldier. Like condition, possession also can be expressed only in three ways: present, past, and future. Possession is nothing but what a person or a thing has. Present possession is indicated with has or have, has with singular subjects, and have with plural subjects. Past possession is expressed with had, and future possession is expressed with will have, irrespective of singular or plural subjects. Now see the examples of verbs describing possession and understand the difference in the meaning. The first example, he has a son, says that the person he possesses a son now at the time of speaking. But the second sentence, he had a son, indicates that the person he does not possess a son right now. That means his son was dead. He possessed a son only in the past time. The third sentence, he will have a son, tells us that the person he neither had nor has a son. He expects to have a son in the future. We should be well versed with the minute differences in the meaning of these helping verbs to express ideas clearly. Our life is full of activities or actions. We know that our language is an expression of our life itself. So we use plenty of action words in our language. Like condition and possession, action is also expressed with the help of verbs. We use only helping verbs to express condition and possession. But in the case of action, we use both main and helping verbs. We know that condition and possession can be expressed only in 3 tenses, whereas an action can be expressed in 12 tenses. Tense specifies the moment of an action. The tense of a verb shows whether the action took place in the past, is taking place in the present, or will take place in the future. In other words, it shows the time when the action happens, happened, or will happen. The present tense is used for actions in present time. The past tense is used for actions in past time, and the future tense is used for actions in future time. Each of these tenses, present, past, and future, has 4 forms. They are simple or indefinite, continuous or progressive, perfect, and perfect continuous. That means we can express 12 different timings of a single action. 12 tenses stand for 12 different points of time of an action. The most important thing is that when the tense changes, the meaning of the sentence will also change. Therefore, we should study each tense separately to have a sound knowledge in English grammar. Look at the slide. Simple present is one of the most important tenses because many things can be expressed with this tense. A simple present positive sentence does not have helping verb in it. It has only a main verb. But negative sentence and question forms of simple present tense will have helping verbs like does or do. If the subject is singular, does is used, and if the subject is plural, do is used. This tense is used to express habitual action, daily routine, repeated action, permanent state, universal truth, general facts, fixed programs, wants, needs, likes and dislikes, command, request, running commentaries, formal declarations, etc. See the examples given in the slide. See the examples given in the slide. See the examples given in the slide. Adverbs like usually, always, generally, sometimes, occasionally, every day, every year, etc., and negative expressions like rarely, hardly, scarcely, seldom, and never are generally used with simple present tense. When we write or speak about general topics, most of our sentences will be in simple present tense. The present continuous or progressive tense is used to indicate an action that is happening at the time of speaking and is not yet completed. The continuity or progression of an action is expressed with this tense. Look at the 4 examples given in the slide. The first sentence, "We are waiting for the bus now," expresses an action that is happening at the time of speaking and not yet completed. Now the second sentence. Here the present continuous tense is used to denote an action which is likely to happen. In other words, it can be used to express an already fixed immediate future action. In the third sentence, this tense is used to express an action going on over a period of time, including the present, but which may not be going on actually at the moment of speaking. In other words, a long continuous action is expressed in this sentence. Now look at the fourth sentence. Here the tense is used to talk about a developing and changing situation. We should note that duration of time is not mentioned in these sentences. In present continuous tense, time duration should not be mentioned. Adverbs like still, now, nowadays, these days, at this time, at present, at the moment, and today go with the present continuous tense. Look at the last 2 sentences given in the slide. One is in simple present and the other is in present continuous. How are they different? The simple present one, he writes stories, indicates that the subject he has the habit of writing stories. But the present continuous sentence, he is writing a story, does not suggest this. It merely tells us what the subject he is doing at the time of speaking. One shows habit and the other a continuous action in the present. You should understand such differences in meanings if you are to communicate your ideas clearly. The present perfect tense is used to express an action that took place in the past or a situation that originated in the past and is connected in some way with the present. It may be the recent past that is referred to or a more distant past. The nearness or remoteness of the time is not material because the perfect tense merely states the position at the present moment. In other words, present perfect indicates a completed action in the present time. The general form of a present perfect verb is has or have plus verb 3. When we say verb 3, we mean the past participle form of the verb. You know, a verb has various forms. For example, if you take a verb sing, the various forms are sing, the base form, sang, the simple past form, sung, the past participle form, singing, the present participle form, to sing, the infinitive form, and sings, the simple present third person singular form. Now look at the examples given in the slide. In the first sentence, the action indicated by the verb takes place at an indefinite or unknown time in the past. The second sentence expresses a just completed action in the present. In the third sentence, present perfect is used to indicate the result of an action or an event. This tense tells us about an action that is already completed. It has already started in the past, but completed at the time of speaking. Adverbs like already, recently, never, ever, just, now, lately, of late, not yet, still not are generally used to denote this tense. Now, present perfect continuous tense. This tense is used to indicate an action that started in the past and is still going on, and its result has its effect on future as well. Here, the action has been going on continuously or repeatedly over a period of time, starting in the past and extending right up to the present. This tense is essentially a form denoting duration of time. So, present perfect continuous tense always takes either since or for. Indication of the duration of time is the main difference between mere continuous tense and perfect continuous tense. Now let us look at the examples in the slide. The first sentence says that the action, that is sitting, started in the morning. Here the starting point of the action is given, so since is used. In the second sentence, duration of the action, 10 years, is mentioned. The subject he started teaching 10 years ago, and he is still teaching in the present time. This idea is expressed with present perfect continuous tense, has been teaching. The third example is a question that starts with how long, which indicates duration of time. Hence, how long should be followed by a present perfect continuous tense. Like simple present, simple past positive sentence does not have a helping verb in it. But the helping verb did is used in simple past negative sentences and simple past questions. This tense is used to express actions or events that were completed in the past. It tells us about a definite time in the past. Look at the first sentence given in the slide. A definite time, that is, in 1947, is mentioned in the sentence. Therefore, it is in simple past. This tense is also used to express a habit or custom in the past. The second sentence is an example for this. In the past, every day, the subject he did the action, that is, going to school, repeatedly. Now look at the third sentence. A past habit or a continuous state of things in the past can be expressed by using used to. Even though used to is followed by a present verb, it indicates past action. Adverbs like yesterday, ago, before, after, last year, last week, previous year, etc. are used to denote this tense. Now refer the examples. They are a comparison between present perfect and simple past. In the present perfect sentence, I have lost my key, the speaker does not know when he lost the key. He cannot find it now. But in the simple past sentence, I lost my key last week, the speaker clearly knows when he lost the key. With a definite time in the past, we use the simple past tense. Past continuous tense indicates an action that was going on in the past. It does not tell us whether the action has finished or not. The importance is given to the continuity of the action, not the duration of time. So, time duration should not be mentioned in this tense. Past continuous is made by using the ing form of the verb with was or were according to the number of the subject. See the examples given in the slide. We cannot know the beginning and ending of the action from these sentences. We often use the past continuous and the simple past together to say that something happened in the middle of something else. In the example shown in the slide, when they reached Philip's house, he was watching a movie. The past perfect tense tells us about an action that had already happened in the past. It is formed by using had with the third form, that is, the past participle form of the verb with all subjects. Usually, this tense is combined with the simple past to describe two actions that took place one after the other in the past. When we refer to two actions in the past, the action that was completed first must be said in the past perfect and the other which happened later in the simple past. In other words, past perfect is mainly used in compound sentence in which a sequence is expressed. Look at the example given in the slide. Two activities are mentioned in this sentence. One follows the other. Here the earlier action is prepare, which is shown in past perfect, and later action arrive in simple past. Now let us look at the past perfect continuous tense. This tense is formed by adding the ing form of the given verb with had been. This tense indicates duration of time. So it takes either since or for. It's used to denote an action that had been going on for some time in the past before another action took place. This tense is also used to make a compound sentence in which some action happened when another action was going on for a period of time. Look at the example given in the slide. The accident took place while driving, so had been driving is used. Also note the duration of time of the action. Driving, that is, for 2 days. Let us discuss various future tenses now. First one is simple future. This tense is formed by adding will or shall with the base form of the verb. It merely indicates an action that is going to happen in the future. See the examples given in the slide. In modern English, there is a trend towards the use of will instead of shall in almost every case. So, they do not make much difference. Future continuous tense tells us that an action will be in progress at a given point of time in the future. This tense is preferred when the action is fairly certain to happen. In other words, future continuous expresses a calculated future action. It is formed by adding will be with the ing verb. Look at the examples in the slide. Here the subject I is sure about his action, that is flying, at a particular point of time in the future. This time is tomorrow. Now future perfect. This tense is formed by adding past participle or third form of the verb with will have. Its purpose is to express an action which is expected to be completed by a certain time in the future. It can be used to give deadlines. Look at the example given in the slide. The example says that some things will happen. Here, raising the amount before a particular point of time, that is, by the end of this month, in future. Finally, the future perfect continuous tense. It is formed by adding ing verb with will have been. This tense indicates that an action will be going on for a period of time in the future. This tense expresses the duration of an action in the future. In future continuous, we need not mention the duration of time. But in future perfect continuous tense, the period of time must be mentioned. The example clearly expresses the duration, that is, 2 days, of the continuity of a future action by the subject they. Well, we have discussed the various aspects, characteristics, and uses of verbs. Another aspect that you should note while using a verb is that the verb must agree with the subject in number and person. Before concluding, let me remind you once again that in order to communicate clearly and correctly, we must master the 3 aspects of verb: being, having, and doing. Thank you.